Good morning, and today we're going to be talking about bungee jumping. Now, for those of you who've never been bungee jumping, it's a very exciting and exhilarating sport, if you could call it a sport. Some of you may think that throwing yourself off a tall building or a high piece of apparatus and hurtling yourself towards the ground, trusting that the bungee that you're attached to is going to stop you from hitting the ground, is trust indeed. And I know that a friend of mine who went to a bungee jumping place where the people didn't really know what they were doing, and the bungee was just a bit longer than perhaps it should have been, and well, it was a very nice funeral anyway, and I did the reading on that day. So I wouldn't recommend that you go jumping off of tall buildings or of cranes unless you've got a bungee attached to you and it's of the right length, because you don't want to go hurtling towards the ground only to find that you carry on going when you should be stopping. Anyway, enough of that. We'll be back a bit later talking about the apparatus that you need for this very exciting and exhilarating sport. Thank you. Back. Now, we need to talk about the equipment that you need. Now, for some of you this may be a bit difficult, but what I'd like you to do is get yourself a crane, preferably with a boom, with a bucket on the end of it that you can go up in, that you need a small cage that you can open the door when you're ready and throw yourself out. So what you need is a crane, something around about 200 foot high. So if you could get hold of one of those, you can get one from your local hire shop, that would be good. And then of course you need the bungee. So what I suggest is if you go to Halfords and you can buy those bungees that you use on your car, if you buy a shitload of those, you can tie them all together, make it quite thick, and of course you'll need enough for around about 150 foot. And what you need to do, of course, is to get some sandbags and about your own weight, tie them to one end of the bungee, tie the other end of the bungee to the crane and throw the sandbags off. Now, as long as they don't hit the ground, you're okay. If they do, of course, well then you need to shorten the bungees a bit. But as long as they don't hit the ground, you're looking good. So what you do next is you get the bungees all together, strap them up, bit of sellotape round there, stop them coming apart, and get yourself up to the top of the crane, and get yourself a suitable outfit, because you look much better if you've got one of those kind of all-in-one suits on. You've done that, get yourself up to the crane. It may take a bit of time climbing up there. The most important thing as well is get one of your friends to be down the bottom with a video camera, so that when you jump they can film you going down. And if you've got two cameras, even better still, because what I'd like you to do then is for you to hold one of them so you can film yourself hurtling towards the ground, and of course the sound effects are great as you're screaming just before you hit the ground. So I hope that you'll find this exciting. I think it's well worth it, and of course you can always invite your friends along to have a go and charge them £10 each. So get a big queue going and you'll be making a fortune. Thank you very much for watching, and tomorrow we'll be talking about something else.